As we look to our other top stories this morning, including the latest move in U.S. President Donald Trump's trade war. As of midnight, a new wave of global tariffs is in effect. Dozens of countries' exports will be subject to sweeping new taxes announced a week ago today, from a blanket minimum of 10% up to a high of 50%, with some hefty levies on some of the United States' major trading partners. Covering the story for us this morning, Tom Perry in Washington. Donald Trump trumpeting really his achievements in getting these new tariffs in place. Tom, on social media, what is he saying about them?
Well, Heather, you're right. Donald Trump was back on social media last night. He posted a message in all caps for emphasis just before midnight on Truth Social. I'll read some of it for you. He says, reciprocal tariffs take effect at midnight tonight. Billions of dollars, largely from countries that have taken advantage of the United States for many years, laughing all the way, will start flowing into the USA. So that was Trump trumpeting, as you say, declaring victory as his tariffs kicked in on more than 90 countries, some of them, as you mentioned, quite high. Brazil is facing a 50% tariff. Laos and Myanmar are at 40%. Switzerland is at 39%. And Trump, of course, announced a new tariff on India yesterday, an extra 25%. Because India continues to buy oil from Russia. Now, some countries have struck deals for lower rates. The European Union, for instance, has agreed to a 15% tariff on its goods. But, you know, Trump says he's not done. He was talking yesterday about a new tariff on semiconductors. Here's some of what he said.
We'll be putting a tariff on of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge, even though you're building and you're not producing yet in terms of the big numbers of jobs and all of the things that you're building. If you're building, there will be no charge.
So Trump there saying if you make this high-tech equipment in the U.S., you'll be exempt. And his goal really is to bring manufacturing and high-tech manufacturing back to the U.S. We saw Tim Cook, the head of Apple, in the Oval Office yesterday, pledging to invest $100 billion in the U.S. Meanwhile, though, America's neighbors, that's Canada and Mexico, they still haven't reached any agreement with Trump. We saw Canadian ministers down in Mexico this week, meeting with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. And Canada, though, right now still faces a 35% tariff on exports that are not covered by the Canada-U.S.-Mexico Free Trade Agreement.
Are there any hard numbers or metrics, Tom, in terms of how the tariffs are being felt in the U.S. so far?
Yeah, there are. You know, Trump is right when he says that these tariffs are generating billions of dollars. They've brought in more than $150 billion through July. But, you know, as economists point out, despite what Trump says, it's not foreign countries or foreign governments that are paying these tariffs. The money is coming largely from U.S. importers, and a lot of that cost is likely going to get passed on to American consumers. We've heard from U.S. businesses that say they're going to have to raise prices. The latest monthly figures show that appliances, clothing, furnishing, stuff like that got more expensive in June. And we saw that weak U.S. jobs report last week that led Trump to fire the head of the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. But, you know, stock markets are holding steady. It's like they've priced this in, at least for now. So it's still early. And the tariffs are really just starting to ripple through the U.S. economy, for better or worse.
Tom Perry in Washington. Thank you, Tom.